am Anaya. What's your name?
Chris Blumenhorst. Nice to meet you, Anaya.
What do you like to do with your free time? Or what do you do for a living?
I like to travel. I like to camp. I like to explore.
What do you do for a living?
I am retired, but I still work as a consultant for the University City School District.
How did gun violence change your life?
I'm sorry, what?
How did gun violence change your life?
I found my job to be more difficult because I was a principal here at the LLC for 8 years and then administrator in the district for another 14 years at the high school. And every year I would lose one maybe present student and a couple former students through gun violence. And then I would always have to deal with young people in conflict that would shoot at each other that came into the building sometime.
How did this make you feel when things like this were
Oh, it was hard. It hurt me, depressed me. You know, you work with some young people and then all of a sudden their life is gone. You know, you develop a relationship. One of the things I always like to do as an educator is always had good relationships with kids, individual relationships. And some of these guys I knew for a really long time, and all of a sudden their life was snuffed out. And not only did it make me sad because I lost this young person, and I personally felt like I lost him, I saw the trauma that affected the family and the students' friends. Usually it was guys. It was almost all guys, but not always. There were a couple girls along the way. And I think it's one of the reasons why I finally didn't want to be a principal at the alternative school. Every year I had lost kids. It was one of the factors.
were you were really close with the students?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a relationship with
Yeah,
the students?
yeah, I did. In fact, and I said former students too. A few years back, this guy came back to see me. And I didn't let him in the building because I knew he carried guns. And he was definitely into gang stuff. And he came back, he was like 21. And so we sat outside and talked, and he talked about all the things that he was planning to do. And he wasn't saying I'm getting my life straight, but you know, I'm going to do this, I'm doing this and that and this and that. And then like 3 days later, he was in his car at a stoplight. So I rolled up on him and shot him and killed him. And it was always strange that, you know, I hadn't seen the guy since we got him out of high school. For about 2 years, I didn't see him. And then all of a sudden, he came back to visit me. And it was like he knew he was going deep down inside and wanted to say goodbye.
What are the names of these students?
Oh, so many. His name was DeAnthony.
Anthony? Last name?
I'm not going to say his last name.
Okay.
So in the past 10 years, I've lost 2 to 3 students each year to gun violence, either present students or kids that I knew that graduated. So you do the math on that.
So what do you like? Do you feel safe, like, or where you live?
I don't think anybody would ever, yeah, I felt pretty safe. You know, anytime there's a gun situation, it makes me kind of nervous. In my years, I probably confiscated 10 guns from students and up at the high school and here. But I never felt like somebody was threatening me. I always worried about being an innocent bystander and getting shot.
Do you think people should have guns on them, like, or at home?
Do I believe people should be allowed to own guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask why.
I think there's a whole bunch of reasons. But I want to say that for family security, I don't have a gun. But if I felt that I needed a gun at home, then I would go ahead and get one. I don't feel I need one at home. Hunters, I don't hunt, but if people want to go shoot animals, I don't understand what they're thinking, but if they want to do that, I think it's okay.
Do you have any advice for anyone that has a gun, has lost anyone to gun violence?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who has a gun and you're walking that line and you pull it out, you're going to end up dead or in prison. That's a fact. And if you haven't already felt someone lost from gun violence, you're going to. It's just, St. Louis is a very dangerous city. And last year or the year before, I had all my students when we were meeting over here, how many kids knew someone who was killed by a gun? Everybody raised their hand. I mean, everybody. You walk that line with weapons, it's going to come back. You're going to end up dead.
Did you expect to lose so many students or people over these years? Did you expect?
When I started, I didn't lose hardly any students. You know, I started in this district 33 years ago. And my first year, I lost a couple of kids. One, a girl who was sitting with her boyfriend who was a drug dealer, and then a girl who committed suicide. And then for years, every once in a while, somebody might get shot, not really killed. But the past 15 years, it's really accelerated. Lots of students, former students. I mean, someone just got killed a week ago that I knew. I'm on Facebook.
How are you, not dealing, but when you find out about these things, how do you react?
I'm kind of jaded in the sense that you're sad, but it happens so often, you know?
See it coming?
Yeah, and not all these guys they're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. They're not carrying guns, they're not using guns. They're running with people that are, and then they're taken out. But how do I feel? Kind of jaded about it, you know? And if you, and then in some of the kids, you live in that kind of lifestyle, I'm not surprised.
Do you have trust issues with people, or do you have trust issues with people? Do you feel comfortable around different?
Yeah, I don't really have many trust issues with anybody. I'm pretty open, and I trust people until they teach me not to trust them.
Is there anything else that you would like to add or say?
No, I hope you learn from this, though.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Anaya. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right.